What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Talk with Justin. Today, I'm going to be giving you my NFL divisional round reactions. We had four pretty good games here to talk about. We're going to talk about some next week, too, and then we're going to talk about where the eliminated team's direction will be. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please subscribe. Check out all my other videos. Check out my TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter at Sports Talk with Justin, and let's get right into it. The first game we're going to talk about is the Buffalo Bills surprisingly losing to the Denver Broncos 33-30. You know, a lot of people thought the Bills, this would be the year they get over the hump. Last year in Highmark Stadium, which I've been there before, there's not top tier elite quarterbacks left in the AFC for them to worry about like they have had to in previous years. But unfortunately, they lose to Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, mainly because of the turnovers they had. This team had 4 turnovers, 2 by Josh Allen. They were really bad. He also had a couple fumbles. He had 2 picks, couple fumbles. I'm surprised Buffalo didn't run the ball a little more. I would have liked to see them get another running back involved. Dalton Kincaid had 83 yards and a touchdown. Coleman, Hardman caught touchdowns. And Deion Walker had a pick. Right when he got that pick, I thought Buffalo, they're going to do what they usually do, find a way. Bo Nix, 279, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Marvin Mims Jr., who hasn't really done much all year in the receiving aspect, gets 8 catches, 93, and Crum also caught a touchdown, offensive lineman. P.J. Locke had a pick, also forced a fumble. Nick Bonito forced 2 fumbles. Jalen McMillan had a pick. Yeah, this game was very bad for Buffalo in the turnover margin. I thought Buffalo was going to win this game, not going to lie. Right when Deion Walker got that interception, I thought, here we go. Buffalo's going to find a way. I predicted them to win. I thought this would finally be the year that Buffalo gets over the hump, makes the Super Bowl, but no. They turn the ball over 4 times, and they lose to the Denver Broncos, which what sucks for the Denver Broncos is they're not going to have Bo Nix the rest of the year. So they got to rely on Jared Stidham to win them the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl, which is not going to happen. Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. Buffalo also fired Sean McDermott today. It may not be all his fault, if you ask me, but when you aren't successful and have similar results the last 8 years, you got to change something up. I would like to see them fire Brandon Beane, too. I think he's part of the problem, not bringing in a receiver since Diggs. Keon Coleman doesn't count. Brandon Cooks doesn't count. I mean, a big-time receiver, a game changer. Like, they should have went out and was aggressive for Jacoby Myers. Defensive depth is a problem, too. But Buffalo, you still have Josh Allen, so you're going to be competitive, but you got to build around him with whoever you bring in. And I think Brian Daboll is a name to watch for the Bills. Moving on, we got the San Francisco 49ers getting blown out by the Seattle Seahawks. I expected this one. I knew it was going to be, a very one-sided game, but I didn't think it would be this bad. I thought Seattle would run away with it in like the third quarter. Sam Darnold on oblique injury, only had 5 incompletions, 124 and a touchdown. Kenneth Walker had a really good game, 6 yards carry, 3 touchdowns. JSN caught a touchdown. Defensively for Seattle, Ernest Jones had an interception. Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Niners that they had this many injuries. I think it finally caught up to them in this game. Christian McCaffrey was getting really tired. It sucks to see, them go out like this, but they had a good year with the circumstances. Kyle Shanahan did an incredible job. And I also think the Niners need to talk with a scientist because I've seen about that building next to their practice field, which could cause that energy to make all these players' tendons weaker and stuff like that. I definitely check that out because I feel like this team gets hurt more than anybody, and it's sad to see. Niners, it just sucks. I feel like this is a problem a lot where you guys aren't healthy. Hopefully you can overcome that. Meanwhile, Seattle, a great defense, obviously by the score. The opening kickoff was enough to win the game. We'll have to see how they do against the Rams, which is, I think, whoever wins between the Seahawks and Rams is going to win the Super Bowl. Patriots and Texans. CJ Stroud, I don't blame games on one player, but he single-handedly lost them this game. That brother was fucking terrible. Approximate rating of 28. He was terrible. 4 interceptions all in the first half, fumbles. He was terrible. That was one of the worst quarterback performances I've ever seen. Higgins had 59 yards. Christian Kirk caught a touchdown. Defensively for Houston, they were solid. New England scored 28, but they held their ground. They kept getting set up in bad field positioning with the Patriots having the ball right by the red zone, which didn't help Houston at all. But CJ Stroud, that was fucking terrible. Drake May, couple fumbles, but 3 touchdowns and a pick. Stevenson had 70 on the ground. Booty, Diggs, and Douglas, the big 3 receivers, all caught a ton. And then Carlton Davis had 2 pick, and Woodson had 1. And where's the 4th one? There it is right here. Marcus Jones, the great special teamer this year. Yeah, Patriots are going to this AFC Championship, which I feel like I haven't said that in about 3-4 years. And meanwhile, for Houston, their streak of never making the conference championship continues, and it feels like this star-studded defense is being wasted. Rams and Bears, 2017 final in overtime. I thought the Rams should have ended this game sooner when they had the ball near the Bears end zone. It's kind of ridiculous how the Bears hunt in this game, but Bears fans, as much as I don't like Bears fans, how much they've screamed at the Panthers over the last couple of years, you guys have something to hang your head high about. Your team was really good in the first year of Ben Johnson era. You guys, first playoff win in a while. Caleb Williams looked a lot better than he did in his last year, rookie year, and all that. So I would be hopeful and optimistic. Keep bringing. He's got to bring in more players that he likes. Rams, this was a close one, but another 3-point win in the playoffs. Kyren Williams had 2 touchdowns. And then defensively for the Rams, Cam Curl had an interception in overtime, and Kobe Durant had 2. Yeah, this was a pretty good game. This was probably, I think Buffalo and Denver was the best out of the 4, and then this one, and then Houston, New England, and Seattle, and San Francisco. But comment down below what you think of the NFL divisional round. I thought it was pretty good. Comment down below who you think's going to win championship weekend. Patriots and Broncos, Rams and Seahawks. If you ask me, I think it's going to be Patriots and Rams. But comment down below what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Check out all my other videos. Check out my TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Sports Talk with Justin. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.